Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. Welcome to season 3 of the Grand Touring Club Cup, round 9 from the magnificent Barcelona historic GP layout. I'm Clyde Whiting, and in the booth with me tonight and on your cameras, it's Mr. Pete Bingham. Good evening.
Evening, everybody.
So, Pete, I'll tell you what. Before we talk about the race, let me just throw in a quick apology. Something has gone a little bit awry with the paint pack, and Mr. Jamie Wilson is sporting the BSTV Council paint instead of his usual Murray Mint paint. So we'll get Sam to investigate that because that's his baby. Right, back to the race, Pete. It's
Yeah.
that time of year when uh, seasons are starting to wind down, and people are starting to look forward to the Christmas break. But there's still championships on the line, isn't there? And Mr. Marco Namalia, I've just given him a new name. That's a
Yeah.
lady body part. That is your Namalia. You don't know you've got one, but you have. Um, he's been fantastic, hasn't he, this season? He told us that he hadn't done much driving. There's his ugly mush on your screen as he has a little pick of his nose. Yeah, he told us he hasn't done much in the GT world, but if he hasn't done much, I'd hate to see him when he's done a lot.
Yeah, he's been pretty much imperious all the way through this season. He does appear to just turn up and drive and gets 646 points in 8 rounds. So, he's been very impressive this year. He's been helping other people along the way, as far as I understand it as well. But yeah, Stephen Walker's the only one that's put much of a fight up to him in certain cases. And you're right. The end of the season, people waiting for Christmas break. Some people just don't join because they can't win the championship anymore.
There is that, yeah.
We get a lot of attrition for that one particular reason. It's a natural phenomenon with league racing. We've come to kind of accept it, haven't we, Clyde? Because you can't maintain your start numbers right the way through to the end. It just doesn't work like that, does it?
Well, no.
Because we had
Although,
like 40 drivers when we started.
yeah, although the league we did last night seems to be hanging in there, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
we've got the hardcore drivers on show tonight. As you rightly said, Stephen Walker. He has put up a valiant fight, and it's not all over. There's still another round after tonight. It could all go horribly wrong for Marco. You wouldn't think so, but it might do. Spectre 6 in the team championship. They've got a 200-point lead, so I think that one's done and dusted. Driver of the meeting is still up for grabs. We've got Spencer McCarthy with 3 votes, and then a number of drivers on 2. Tony Walker, Marco Namela, Anthony Jacobson, Stefan Goebel, and Stephen Walker. The most coveted honour of the season is still up for grabs. Head to head. So tonight we decide the 3rd, 4th playoff. And that is between Tony Walker and Adam Wright, who happily are both here. Last time out was Bathurst, a win for Marco Namela, Stephen Walker second, and Stefan Goebel in third. We did race this back in season 1. Adam Watson won in an Audi R8, and the lap record, which looks absolutely ridiculous compared to the time that I was watching it in practice, was a 1:44.9. However, that would be on the new GP circuit with the chicane at the end, but I'm still not sure that's what 6, 7, 8 seconds worth of time. But you know, we will see. Anthony Jacobson saying he's got VR issues tonight. Hopefully, he will have that fixed for Silverstone. Where are we? We are about 10 minutes into the qualifying session. Romain Ratu currently sits on provisional pole with Marco Namela second and Stefan Goebel in third. I fully expect Stephen Walker to get a bit further up the front. We also know Kevin Vimont is very rapid in his Porsche. But a 90-minute race tonight, Pete. You know, no fuel limit on these cars. We've seen many drivers pitting around that 45-minute mark, haven't we? I think some tracks we've gone up to about 55 minutes, but from memory, Barcelona is a bit fuel hungry.
Yeah, it's a high velocity track, lots of heavy acceleration zones, and you're at the top end of your revs for quite a long time on a lot of the other straights as well, because there's no point in shifting up again. It's so synonymous with Formula One, and with MotoGP. It really attracts the fastest of the formulas to this circuit, and for that reason, it is super high velocity. We'll go on board with somebody who's likely to finish a lap in a minute. There is only 4 minutes left. Let's see who on the track map is coming to the end of their lap. Car number 85, do come in. It's Tony Walker. So we're going to jump on board with him and see if he actually finishes the lap. So we're into the last turn now. This one seems to go on forever, but it's in your favour. It doesn't draw you out like some of the last turns on certain tracks. And away we go down this massive, long start-finish straight. It is huge. This is one reason why you use up so much fuel, because you set up your car for gearing for this straight to top out into this first 2 turns here. Kind of stay close to the right-hand side through this whole right-hander here before we go up to it's named after one of the bikes, I think, this next one. Can't really remember.
That's Repsol, is it?
Oh, Repsol, yeah, sorry. It's the Honda sponsor, isn't it, for MotoGP? Repsol Oils. So into this left-hand here is quite a tight one. Stay in second gear all the way through. You can probably leave that corner a bit faster than Tony did. I can't, because I crash and die. This one's an off-camber left-hander. It sucks you off into that green bit there and into the grass. Into the gravel rather, and then this is quite a fast right-hand turn here. You can get a 1x on the exit there, and then we go down to this slowest corner on the track here. This is a very super sharp hairpin almost on this version of the circuit, and then we come up the hill here, round the right-hander into the what would be the chicanes on the new version of the track, and instead we go into the penultimate turn here, which is almost flat out. In fact, that possibly is flat out, listening to Tony's car, as he pits the car. So no improvement there for him.
Yeah, and no changes as yet at the top of the leaderboard. Very close between Romain Ratu and Marco Namela. A 138.032 and a 138.061. So probably about 6 inches, I would have thought.
Yeah, not much in that. But Roman doing a good job of staying at the top here. He's got like 1 minute left. He's pulled over. He's not able to improve as everybody's nemesis, Marco Namela, goes round again, or continues on his lap rather.
Yeah, just trying to see where they're all coming towards the end of the lap. Let's see if he manages to pop it onto pole.
Well, this is it. Oh, there's a car right on his line. He's not going to be happy about that, I don't think.
No, but it's going to give him a little bit of a drag.
It is. is it going to be enough to... He's not done any purple sectors anywhere on that lap, so I think not.
Yeah, definitely not there.
Now, it will let him finish. He was over the line with 1 second to go, I think. Oh, no, we've gone check it, haven't we? Oh, hang on. Think about it, Pete. Think about it.
No, I'm not sure whether he made the line or not, but didn't actually post a lap time on that previous lap, so he must have had an off track somewhere.
Ah, right. Yeah, that would explain that.
No,
He's still toe in, isn't he?
I think this light.
Oh, no, he's not.
Not anymore. I was just about to say this lap is going to count, but not anymore.
No. Right, okay. So we will have to tick down. I can't remember how iRacing does this. Is it no activity for so many seconds? And then it'll trip over. Something like that, isn't it? Roman in game there, doing a woohoo for himself, I think. I think that's his first pole.
A woohoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, there. Believe it or not, there hasn't been very many pole getters this season. It's been hogged by Marco Namela, who has had 7 pole positions.
Is it Stephen Walker with the other one?
Who remembers wobbly kneecaps?
Oh, really? Must have been an easy track then, eh?
Yeah, that may have been the first race. I can't remember. But yeah, Romain Ratu gets himself a pole position tonight.
Mm. So I think we... where are we next?
The final race of the season is at Silverstone.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
That is on the 11th of December.
So that's 3 weeks, is it? No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, something like that.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Same weekend as the finale of the V8s.
Yeah, that's going to be a spectacular one, I think. It can't get much closer in that series, can it? It's pretty good. Have you sorted the points for it already?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So there's only 30 points in it, isn't there?
Sorted the error out with the TCR score as well, so that's all up to date. So hopefully everybody's happy now. And Pete just clicked the wrong button.
No, I didn't.
There you go. So taking pole position in round 9 is Romain Ratu for Mika Esports. Marco Namela demoted down to second for Glacier Racing. Stefan Goebel in third for VTS Esports. Kevin Vermont, Mika Esports in fourth. Stephen Walker, Spectre 6 in fifth. Matt Elmore, Spectre 6 in sixth. Jamie Wilson, 7th for Team Chimera. Tony Walker, 8th, Spectre 6 Purple. Adam Wright, BSTV Esports Orange in 9th. And Privateer Sir Alan Toon in 10th.
Right, then I'll get everything set up. I'll get our track map on. I'll put some cars on the screen, because there's not many actually joined the track so far.
Well, my overlying question at the moment, and I didn't see his qualifying lap, but was Romain's time done with a toe, or was that on pure pace? Because if he's found that pace from somewhere, Marco Namela could have a race on his hands tonight. If Marco Namela's quali time was a Lone Ranger run, and Romain's was with a toe, you would expect Marco to go past him fairly rapidly, and disappear into the distance, which I hope not. My opening statement to Pete was, I think Pete said something like Marco is 1.9 seconds quicker than everybody else during practice. And I said, yes, I think the battle is for second place tonight. However, it has been known for us to be wrong on 1 or 2 occasions. Sorry, 1 or 2 million occasions.
Yeah, I was going to say. They're not that far from the start line, and I don't think that his pole time was in tow. I know they do work together sometimes, but I don't think it was. I think that's raw pace. Whether he can replicate it with a full tank of fuel, etc., I have no idea. So he's very, very on the inside corner here. Oh, he's moving over now, and I think he's nailed it.
They're gone. They are gone.
They are gone.
Yeah, he weren't messing about there. He's going to try and get out of the tow, but Marco's following him.
Yeah.
I always think it's better to, go at the last minute when you've got a massively long start-finish straight.
Oh, and there you go.
And that is why.
Yeah. We've got a bit of shuffling further back as well.
Yeah, if he can stick with him, he could do the same thing to him on the next lap.
And you do see that here, because that straight is so long. As long as you can stay within spitting distance of the car in front, you've got that opportunity to get your own slipstream at the same point, and that you've got the back straight, the diagonal to the right bit where they actually started their rolling, where you can actually pull some time back as well. So everybody's sorted themselves out for the rest of the field, if you want to talk about it that way. But these two are the standout pair at the moment. Marco Namela, your race leader. This is where I thought Roman would close in, and he is doing, so that's good.
Yeah, he's still in touching distance, isn't he? It's not done and dusted.
Not yet, that's for sure. And even Kevin Viemont is closing on this pair in that tow. So, penultimate corner into the last corner. And Roman really hanging it wide out of the last turn there. He's got the tow. But it's not enough.
No, but could be enough to keep him in touch.
Further back, a few cars in close quarters. There's 5 cars in the train here. Adam Wright closing in quickly now on Jamie Wilson. Tony Walker a little bit further back, and Alan Toon in his wonderful livery is a little bit further back than that.
You must know some phenomenal painters.
I heard it was some bloke, he paid 50p.
I don't think it was 50p, to be honest. So in the championship, so Kevin Viemont is currently in 3rd place. Now, I know it's very, very early in this 90-minute race, but do you think they would multi-21, the Mika Esport boys?
I think definitely. We saw them do it once before in a GT4 race. And then the position was handed. It was a bit like what happened last night in the V8s. The position was handed back at the end with, Tyler and Adam.
Yeah.
Was it Tyler and Adam? It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen them do it before, so I think definitely if Kevin thinks he's faster, I think Roman will let him have a shot at him. Do you want to see what pressure looks like? It's like he's going to the shops, isn't it?
I really hope that that's a smartwatch on his wrist, and if it is, his heartbeat will probably be almost in double figures.
Yeah.
Wondering what he's got down to his left, because he keeps having a little glance down to his left.
It'll
Maybe
be
that's where he's got
deltas, I
his,
think. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Maybe that's where he's got his relative screen set up.
They've all got really posh stuff now. Little mini screens and things.
Not a massive gap over Romain, but it is really slowly starting to eke out.
Well, yeah, 3/4 of a second it is now. I don't think he's absolutely dashing away, but we could see he wasn't. Oh, hang on. Literally just happened. Ooh, a bit greedy on the gas pedal, maybe. Ooh, ow!
Ooh,
I didn't
yeah.
realise there was a wall there. To be honest, that made me jump. Oh, that's
Yeah, add
unhappy.
insult to injury.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then he's had to get a penalty by cutting in there because he lost where he was on the track, I would expect. So Matt Elmore to pit road to fix his car. He's got fast repair, and he's already back on track as we're talking. So if you're going to crash there.
Yeah, I think to be honest, he was hoping just to carry on, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
probably then suddenly realised there was a lot more damage than he thought.
It was a big hit, though, wasn't it? It made me jump.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It made me jump. I just didn't expect there to be a wall there. I thought Tilker had got rid of all. Oh no, this is the historic, isn't it?
yeah.
All walls are 6 miles away from the track when Tilker's had his hands on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, or made of cotton wool.
Yeah. So, over the stripe again, and another 2/10 Clyde is etched away, although Kevin is closing on Romam, but also bringing Stephen Walker with him.
Yes, and Stefan Gogol in a bit of no man's land in 5th, isn't he?
Now, he did this the last time, if you remember. He got a driver of the evening for being utterly clean. I don't know whether it was this series, though. It might have been TCRs, I'm not sure. But lately he's been showing himself to be super clean, but not in a battling situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the 7th and 8th place cars at the moment. So they're the two that are duking it out for 3rd place in the head-to-head. Now, there's 3 points difference between 7th and 8th in the scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Then obviously minus incident points. So we may not find out, what's going on with that till right at the end.
And it's an illustrious prize that they win, isn't it?
Oh yes, a pair of Sam's used underpants are not to be scoffed at.
Oh, Kevin!
Oh,
No! Out the wall! Oh, it's just a little bounce.
No.
Oh, he's going to have to wait now for a few cars.
This seems to be coming up quite regularly in our conversations, Pete.
Go on.
That had target fixation written all over it because Romain was wide as well.
Ah, right, okay. We'll go and have another look at it because it's worth doing. Oh, Adam's gone off track as well at some point. But he's still with Jamie, so I think that's just literally an off track. So let's just see this from above. So let's have a look. Romam is behind our little symbol there. But yes, he went wide. And I think you're right. He's been following his line and copped out for it. Good call.
I think he got away without major damage, but a major position loss. He's down to 8th place now, and he's got it all to do.
Yeah, he's behind these guys. There's 3 of these guys together. Adam putting quite a lot of pressure on Jamie now. Oh dear, really? This is a lovely, shiny new BMW, isn't it?
Was.
Was. No, no, just an
Didn't hear
embarrassing
anything
long
there.
slide on
Yeah.
cold tyres. Round and round we go. Where we'll stop, nobody knows. So that was into turn 1. I thought it was going to be worse than that because it had it down as a crash. That's more of a spin.
Yeah, like you said, that's more of a slow motion embarrassment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's horrible when you're driving because there is apps. You know it's happening, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, Stroby from Stephen Walker. Meanwhile, that's a good amount of pressure that Adam's applying here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's on Jamie Wilson.
Mm-hmm. Not many people choosing the Audi so much anymore. It's now a pig to handle compared to the rest, as I am led to believe it. Of course, it's a bit like having 2 of the same cars racing one another here, isn't it? Because the Lamborghini and the Audi are pretty much the same thing. One's a bar of soap and one's a door wedge. I think that's the main difference, isn't it?
That's probably the best description I've ever heard, to be honest.
You're welcome. This is the closest battle. Our lead is up to 1.7 seconds, as is second place's lead over third place. So it's all evened out there. This is where the battle's at the moment. And this is worth fighting for, obviously. It's a head-to-head battle, even if it's not for the rights of the championship.
Your descriptions of those cars has just reminded me that we must get our heads together and pick a date for the BSTV worst car of all time countdown.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be hilarious. So next weekend, when we're discussing other things, we can sort that out as well, shall we?
Yeah. I would hope we could get that in between Christmas and New Year when people are off work and people can have a beverage with us.
Yeah.
Whilst the broadcast is on, and we can have a beverage whilst the broadcast is on.
I really want to do Race of Champions this year. I think we've got such a good following from V8 ESC, and we've got some real core drivers from TCR and from this series. I think we could get a good showing. I think that'd be a bit of a blast.
Well, that one's all on you then.
All right, okay.
Unfortunately, I won't have time to organise anything. We'll certainly commentate on it, but I just won't have the time to organise it.
Well, one of the funniest ones that we did was with the open mic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very good. It was very good. V8s at it was a dirt rally track. It was absolutely hilarious.
Just constant spinning.
Yeah. And there was a jump in the middle of it somewhere, if I remember. Yeah, that was really good.
It was Daytona's dirt track.
So one of those races where whoever got into the lead then crashed.
Yeah. Right, so Adam's going to have to put his foot down now because he is getting caught by Tony Walker. for information, Kevin Viamon is only 4 seconds behind this group now and closing. He is turning laps a second and a half faster than those in front of him. So there's no damage to that car at all. But
yeah, like we said, we think he got away with it. It was a slight touch on the front and then a slight touch on the rear as the car came round, but certainly not affecting his lap times.
I'm just watching this because SDK has given me the strangest message ever.
It didn't say, Pete, you're an awesome driver, did it?
No, it didn't lie.
No.
Well, maybe it did actually, because it says Jamie Wilson passed Stefan Goebel. No, he didn't.
Excellent.
Honestly, that's what's on my screen. I was like, what? Nah. I think it was a disconnect and a reconnect from Stefan.
I was going to say, he'd done well from 8 seconds back.
Yeah, I was like, what? Is he driving a DeLorean? What's he doing?
Yeah, I can only guess that Stefan's connection went bad.
Yeah.
Jamie then would have passed the place where Stefan lost his connection, but then reappeared back in his correct place.
Yeah. So this
I
is.
think you're right. Adam needs to get past Jamie, doesn't he? Because Tony Walker is almost on him.
Well, there's no Kenzie here. And if Adam takes the position away from Jamie, I think that'll put him into 4th place behind Tyler in the championship. Oh, no, I'm reading the wrong championship. Oh, dear. Shocking.
I can't remember Kenzie driving in this one.
No. I'm talking out my bottom. Adam's like P nowhere in this one because he's not done too many of the races.
Missed too many rounds, hasn't he?
So Jamie seems to do the last half of the lap really well and pull out just enough of a gap so that Adam's got too much to do down the start-finish straight. You see Kevin there looming. I said it was 4-point-something seconds, didn't I, to catch the back of this group. It's now 3, so he's taken a second out of them in a lap. So he is closing. And Stephen Walker's now starting to close again on Roman Ratto, who's been dropped by Marco by another second. So it's 1.8 seconds is the lead.
Yeah, it looks like Jamie Wilson has just managed to pick his pace up a little bit because Adam Wright is not crawling all over the back of him again.
No.
So
Adam does seem to be a bit better on the brakes, but whether that's going to make him overheat his tyres in the long run, I don't know. Very different lines through this section on this occasion.
Elmore managed to catch and pass Alan Toon.
Yeah, that's very recent actually. It's just happened, I think. He's got quite a long way to the next car though. Kevin Viamon is another 52 seconds up the road.
Yeah, that's not happening without carnage, is it?
No, just behind this little pairing now. Kevin has caught Tony pretty much. Tony's dropping off the 2 in front of him, so Ooh, those were super wide cars in front. Do you see that?
Yes, you saw the tyre marks in the sand there.
That was Adam. I'm not going to replay it. We know what happened. And this is now the closest battle. 2 Porsches duking it out. Ooh, wow. I thought that was going to be a super send.
Yeah.
But he pulled it up. Ooh, where's he gone? There he is.
I actually thought when you first flicked to this, it was the other battle, and Stephen Walker had got past Romain Ratu.
Yeah, we are paired off in that way, aren't we? It used to be like that in the old F4, was it? Where everybody was paired up against everybody else's teammates. Nobody knew, we didn't know which battle we were watching at any one time. So, yeah, I think Kevin is closing so fast here. I don't think he'll do it at that point, but the next opportunity at the end of a straight. Bit twitchy coming out of turn 2 there.
Yeah, lost a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah. No other battle is closer, so we're just going to run on board with Kevin, see the different lines that he takes to Tony. Marco and Emil are not romping away at the front, but it is up to 2.3 seconds. And if anything, these two, Tony and Kevin, are catching Adam and Jamie again, so dropped a gear.
Right.
Oh, and lost the front end there. Do you see that?
Yeah, they're all right till they go side by side, then they start losing time.
Yeah, true. Bigger, more sweeping turn and a closer exit or a more shallow exit from Kevin, although he's overshot. Whatever that corner is at the top of the hill, I used to know with these turns once upon a time. I think it's the Europe card turn or something. It's turn 12, isn't it?
Yeah, it's... No, I think you're right. It is Europa car or something.
Europa car, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I kind of almost had it in my head. Look at that, it's very shallow out the corners, gets the car squared off and then plants the pedal. And he's in a much better place now. This is the penultimate turn. Last turn's coming up, pit road entry on the right. Or have I just got that wrong? No, that's right. Yeah, because this is the last one. So, oh no, we're in the middle of the track.
I don't know where you are.
No. It's great where I am. There you go, he's absolutely sent that one.
Yeah.
Specsavers is next for me, isn't it? Right, so just ahead is this pairing, who have been like this since the start, 14 laps in, and they've been inseparable up to now.
Yeah, Adam just can't find a way to get past that Lamborghini, can he? Like you say, he does look a lot better on the brakes, but that's not really helping him.
No, and on a track like this, being good on the brakes, it's not the best of advantages to have. It's a momentum thing, isn't it? You want to roll the car through rather than stomp on the brake.
This is looking better.
Yeah, we might be onto something this time.
I still think he's too far on.
Yeah, I'd say that's too far.
You'll know if he's close enough because Jamie Wilson will turn right and try and break the toe.
Yeah.
And Jamie's just not feeling the need to defend at the moment.
No fear yet, is there? Although Adam looks racy right now, this looks good. I don't know what he can do with it though, because the next one's so tight. Yeah, he's backed off it to give himself a nice smooth line into it, look.
Yeah, but this does seem to be where Adam's better. and then it'll flip, and the second half of the lap, Jamie seems, like you say, to pull away again.
Yeah, usually up this hill here, and then the next 3 corners, Jamie seems to have it kind of nailed better. Carries better speed through this corner on a better line. Then down here into this very tight left-hander. It's not the super sharp chicane almost of the new version of the track, although that's very good from Adam. Yeah, he stayed with him this time. This could be a better one. But look who's joined him.
Yeah, and Adam knows that, but this is where he needs to be
Tucked right up, yeah.
up his bumper.
I'm glad you said puh.
He's closer than he was the last lap, but still not enough for me. And I think Roman's
Look at the speed he's got.
Kevin's going to have a throw.
Yeah.
No, I think he's thought better of it this lap.
But he was closing so fast. It's like he's got no wing on that Porsche. I mean, that might be the solution, mightn't it? Do you need a lot of downforce on this track? Oh, he's having a good look there as well. Look at that. Whoa!
Oh.
Opportunistic, but it was good and it was clean.
Yeah, I think luckily Adam saw it coming.
Yeah, he could have easily turned in on that, couldn't he? Oh, that was Alan Toon.
It was, yeah.
Was he just stop for a sandwich?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. There's a burger stall there.
Ah, right, okay.
Well, we'll see the speed difference now if Kevin can get straight past Jamie Wilson, where Adam White hasn't been able to.
He won't do it this lap because he got a tyre on the gravel there, and that's put him off. Although maybe. Adam is going to have a look at this. That's a huge amount of overspeed from Kevin there. He can't have any wing on that car.
I don't know whether it was that or whether it looked like Adam Wright was pushing him down the straight.
Tell you what, Kevin's got some good lines he's choosing, isn't he? Because he's trying to line it up to get on the inside for this very, very tight inside left here. That's lovely. That's lovely.
He made it very, very difficult for Jamie Wilson to turn in then.
Oh, he's still not managed it though.
No, the grunt of the Lambo.
I'm kind of glad I went to this camera now because I can see it all.
But obviously, while these two are fighting, that keeps Adam interested as well.
Yep, and Tony Walker's joining the group.
I was going to say, yeah, that will probably allow Tony Walker to get on the back of it as well.
Kevin really doesn't like the next turn, or he didn't the last time round. Or was it that turn? I think it was that one. He did the same thing, tyre on the gravel. And he's lost time. But his exit from the last turn is immense. Yeah, Tony Walker's closing right up now. So just to remind everybody, your leader has not extended his lead by that much in the time that we've been away. So Marco Nemelo leads by 2.5 seconds over Roman Rotu, who has a 1.1 second lead over Stephen Walker. And that's how you do that, Clyde.
Just I don't know if Marco Novala's made a mistake, you know, because that was 3.5 seconds, that gap.
Oh. Are you able to see previous laps or not?
Certainly wasn't on his last one. His last lap was a 1:39.
Which is quick.
Let's see if I can find anything. Yeah, a couple of laps ago he did a 41.3.
What would you do for 2 seconds? Have an off track?
I'm gonna have a look, see if I can find something.
There's nothing on the event tracker at all. I've just checked it.
It could be traffic. Yeah. Remember we see Alan Toon off
On the left, yeah.
side. I think that had something to do with Marco's slow lap because it happened in front of him.
Ah, okay. So he's obviously bailed out to avoid getting in Alan's mess. Now, Adam thinks that he can do what Kevin did and lining Jamie up in the same way, but not quite able or willing to let off the brakes in the same way.
Gap Stefan to Kevin is almost 16 seconds. Keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually, because Kevin is making his way through rapidly. He's doing similar times to second place.
Isn't he?
Yeah. Second and third doing the same times, although Stephen Walker's taking the extracurricular route there. You can see the gap back to Stefan. And then do we see, we won't even see Kevin appear, I don't think. Nope. Do you think these two are just talking to each other saying if we stay close enough we'll get lots of footage? See, Adam, again, by the time he gets to the end of the straight, he's caught up, but he's not in a place to do any overtaking, is he?
That is the trouble, isn't it? You see that on plenty of tracks, don't you, where the main straight is long, but by the time you get that extra grunt, it is very much at the end of the straight where you can't really do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that door wedge, as you called it, is horrendously quick in a straight line.
Yeah, it's got, excuse me, it seems to have really good launch as well. I know it's the same engine, same drivetrain and everything, but maybe the shape, maybe the wing setting that Jamie's got is vitally different and makes the car behave in a different way.
Or maybe it's just that BSTB council paint.
Maybe it is, yeah.
That's worth 25 horsepower.
At least.
And then, there could be things affecting Adam. It might be a little bit windy.
Yeah. And he might be in shorts.
Yeah.
No, this is looking a bit more fighty. There we go.
Yeah, he's having a go now. But he was a lot closer to him out of the final turn.
Oh, he's not going to do this either.
He's not. No.
He's not confident.
No.
He can sling it in the inside here, which he is doing.
Yeah. His late braking is surely going to help him out somewhere here.
Well, Repsol, which is the next corner, is a good braking zone, but he's on the brakes early.
He was on early, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think they're playing for the cameras. He's deep into that corner. He's just lost his momentum there. So back to where he was. And they've got a friend. Tony Walker says, yeah, keep going, boys. Just keep doing that.
David Ayres has just mentioned a car on the chat, and that's another really bad, ugly car.
Yeah, it is. Wasn't it an Austin Princess, not a British Leyland one, or was that the same company? They all bought each other out at some point, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, didn't
But
British Leyland buy everybody?
Yeah, and they made all their cars out of like 6-inch
Tinfoil,
iron,
blue tack,
yeah,
and angle iron.
Yeah, there's some hideous cars out there. Oh, right, yeah, he says it was the same company. It had a British Leyland badge on it. Here we go. Something is happening here with taking a different line round the outside for Adam. He's thinking that this is going to work. That's an off-camber bit when you get onto the rumble strip there. Oh, he's making this work, though, and Tony Walker's looking interested.
It's just going to be interesting now to see if Jamie breezes past him on the straight.
Well, yeah, I mean, he does seem to have better launch out of the corner. It turns better, that Lamborghini, I think. Even though Adam was straightening the car up earlier, he wasn't doing it very quickly. Jamie, what are you doing? No. Well, that's torn that. Can you get it back in gear and off those bumps? That's the Alan Toon line, that one. All right, back running again. Didn't hit anything, so be grateful for that. Kevin Viamont is lighting up the timing screens, Clyde. Have you seen?
Kevin Viamont looked like he was missing.
What, off the timing screen?
No, he's right front wing, but that might just be the paint.
I think everything's on the car. No, that's not the right camera angle to get that, is it? No, I've not got a camera for that, sadly. No, I think everything's on the car, looking at that.
Yeah, it might have just been, let's say, the paint and the light.
What are you eating?
Cake.
Which cake is it today?
Same as yesterday.
Oh, okay. Are you brokering a new league on the chat with Anthony Jacobson? What's going on?
David Ayres mentioning the Princess. I had one for about 3 weeks, and it didn't have a reverse gear.
What do you mean?
So there was no reverse gear. It was broken.
Oh, it was broken, right? I was going to say.
So you had to park it in a place that you could drive out forwards or push it backwards.
Yeah, but it's like trying to push a cross-channel ferry, right? It must weigh like 3 ton at least.
It was, yeah. It was an awful car.
It just reminds everybody how old you are.
But there was a worse one, and I'm trying to think what it was.
There's been lots. There's the
I know what it was.
The Chevette. Do you remember that thing? That was hideous.
And you remember the Austin Allegro?
Oh yeah.
Or the All Aggro, as they called it.
All Aggro, yeah. In fact, David Ayres has just mirrored your viewpoint. Are you making a note of these so that we can pop them up on the screen? Hopefully we won't get sued by the manufacturers, but I think most of them are out of business now, aren't they?
I would have thought so.
square steering wheel, David. Really?
It did, yeah.
What? No,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You're going to have to wait for a minute. I've got to Google that. Google. Austin. All aggro. Steering wheel. I mean, I don't doubt. Oh my god. Well, yeah. It's not far off square. Why would you make a wheel like that? What?
Well, the front has got close again.
Hey? Oh. Oh, yeah. So we're down to 1.1 seconds. I don't understand why. There's nothing on the event tracker again.
Okay.
Marco Nemela stopped.
Investigative journalism.
Yeah, just put your cake down for a minute, will you?
Right, there is nothing
No.
at all.
Is he just fuel saving so that he can do like a mega, taking 3 seconds less in the pit lane or something like that?
Well, you never know with Mr. Nemela.
No. And Roman is closing on him quite quickly, actually. Now that he's got the scent. Oh, it did come down to 0.9 of a second just for a moment. It's stretched out to 1.1 again. I mean, we're not... Well, yeah, we are kind of approaching pit times, aren't we?
Yeah, if you're going to split it in half, then, yeah, you're looking to come in...
Next lap or one after,
soon,
maybe.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have seen this. It's all right. Ignore me. Not even going to look at it. We know what it is. Nothing has happened, like, off track since then, so it caught my eye, and I was like, what? And then it was nothing. Adam Wright doing personal best lap times at the moment, as is Stephen Walker. And sector times, Marco Nemela doing an awesome sector 1.
Yeah, Kevin Beermont is closing on Stefan Goebel, still 14.5 seconds, but that's come down.
Yeah, it was 16 when you mentioned it last time, so he's had a second and a half out of him in 2 laps. Nissan Cube, that's never gonna be up there in anybody's list of beautiful cars, is it?
No, and we've got a salesman that comes into work that's got a what is it? A Kia Soul.
A what? A Soul?
Soul. Soul.
Kia. Sorry, I'm having a look at that. Soul. Oh right, yeah. Oh, that's Cube-esque, isn't it? Oh, that's close. Not quite as like dysfunctional looking as the Cube. Yeah, we're getting a good list coming on here, aren't we? What we're going to do, a countdown of how many?
Well.
well.
There's
loads of them.
I think we pick 5 each.
Right. And open the rest up to the viewers.
No, and then after we've gone through our choices, we talk amongst ourselves, and whoever's viewing, we let them vote.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then do we have to buy one of whichever was the the one that worst.
Horrendously expensive.
I bet they are as well, because all of them will be like collector's pieces, because they'll all be in scrap heaps for most of them. Oh dear. So where is Kevin on track at the minute? He's still doing blistering laps. He's going faster than the leaders at the moment by over 2/10, funnily enough.
That lead battle is really close again.
It is. What's going on here? Oh, right. So Sir Alan is not in the way, but he's slowing down to let them pass. Maybe he's featured in the previous corner or something. I don't know, but...
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was part of it.
Should we see what pressure looks like again? Always worth seeing, isn't it?
Yeah, heartbeat up to 11.
Yeah, I saw it on that watch.
But Stephen Walker's closing in as well.
Marco's watch is wrong. It says it's 9:45. Yeah, Stephen Walker is closing in. He's only 1.7 seconds behind these guys.
I think Marco's reading the chat and he can see me posting messages about an MX-5 series and he's like, no, GT3, look how close the racing is.
Everybody else is pretty spread out now. Stephen Walker closing in quickly now, actually. Taking another 3/10 out just in that series of corners, since we said. He's using all of the road as well. It's like he's got suddenly comfortable with the car. This is Q, a massive smash, of course. Commentator's curse.
David Ayres on the chat said his aunt had the Austin Allegro Vandal Pla.
Vandal? Oh, Vanden Pla, right, okay,
yeah. With the big Rolls-Royce look-alike front grille. I had an, what was it? An Austin Maestro Vanden Pla.
Yeah, that was hideous.
And it was one of the first ever cars to have a digital dash.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it ever work?
Yeah, it was all right. The annoying thing was it had a female voice, and this was back in the day. Not that I've got any money now, but I had less money than I've got little of now. And the car always needed fuel. It always needed a service, and every mile it was warning, low fuel, warning, car service, warning, low fuel, and you couldn't shut her up. You couldn't turn it off.
Didn't Austin do a bigger version of that?
Yeah, they did.
What was that called?
Maestro and the.
I can't remember.
Oh, I've got it in my head because they did an MG version.
Yeah, that rings a bell as well because they were the same company, kind of, weren't they, at the time?
Yeah.
Austin and MG. In fact, the race is on here, actually. We're busy talking about this. We're down to half a second for the lead. What was it? Montego. Montego. Yes. Oh, knew I'd get there eventually.
Yeah.
It was like one with a boot, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
Like an Orion and an Escort, you know.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I remember the MG Montego.
Because MG was the top mark, wasn't it? The prestige. Austin was the, not budget as such, but just the normal.
Yeah, I think MG had glue rather than sellotape.
Yeah. You couldn't push your finger through the metal panels. Or not without some significant effort, anyway. I'm just looking at the Vanden Pla Austin Maestro at the minute.
I could tell you very.
Did you have that hideous lime metallic green? That's
no, mine was like a dark blue, but it had all like the walnut wood inside.
Well, the one I'm looking at here looks like it's got a wooden steering wheel. That can't be right.
I could tell you a very, very, very funny story about that car.
Well, you've got the time it takes for Roman to catch Marco, but I think there'll be a pit stop before then.
So it had central locking. Again, one of the first cars with central locking, and central locking went very, very wrong, and I couldn't get into the car.
Right.
So what I decided to do was to smash the rear quarter light window, little triangular window behind the sort of between the boot and the rear seats, as I thought that window would be the cheapest one to replace. Turned out to be the most expensive.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
And then I had a mop handle, and I had my arm in the window, trying to hook the mop handle over the inside door release.
Yep, sounds good so far.
And I was probably going at it for about an hour. And a guy. Oh, hang on, battle for the lead.
Oh no! That's,
oh
dear.
That was not good. I think Romain giving an apology there.
He's not slowed up yet, though.
No. Yeah, so I was at it for about an hour.
Do you want to see what pissed off looks like? It looks a lot like what stress looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, bit of flashy lighty.
Yeah, that always makes you feel better.
Of course, yeah. That's anger, like in light form. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with this as we go forward. It didn't look like much of a shove, but it was well enough to put him into the gravel. So, high drama here.
Yeah,
right, so go on, carry on. So,
yeah, so I was at
chap
it for
approaches. Yeah.
Barker and Bain is in the pits, by the way.
Oh.
So yeah, I was at it for about an hour. Arm in the rear quarter light window, mop handle, trying to hook the door. And a chap comes up to me. He's got a young lad at about, I don't know, 6 or 7. So he says to me, he said, "You got problems, mate?" I said, "Yeah, central locking's knackered and I can't get in the car." So he said, "Do you want me to open it for you?" Yeah, if you can. So he puts his arm through the rear quarter light window, unlocks the back door, opens the back door, unlocks the front door, and opens the car for me. And I was like, okay, fair enough.
One of my bosses at Tesco, where I used to work, just a little chap. One of the most angry managers I've ever worked for, to be fair, but he was brilliant. He was telling me a story about when he was a junior, like way back. He was quite a lot older than me at the time. He's well retired now. And his boss had a Rover something or other, big beast of a car. And he sent Sandy to go and get it filled up and pick up a package from somewhere and then come back in this Rover. So he set out in it, and he parked up at the place where he was picking the thing up from, and got back in the car and couldn't find out how you got into reverse gear. It had reverse gear, and he could see it on the gear stick, but he couldn't actually figure out how you engaged it. And apparently, it was one of the first ones, with like a lift up like skirt thing.
Yeah.
And then you engaged it, so he was pushing it down, which is what he knew how to do. He was pulling up the entire stick. He was trying to ram it into gear, and it was having none of it. So he decided that he's probably 5'2" maximum, and he said he was skinnier than he was at the time he was telling the story, and that wasn't much. So he's probably only about 7 stone if he was piss wet through with rocks in his pockets. But trying to push a 2-ton Rover away from a wall, and he said. After about an hour and a half of trying to move it at all without the handbrake on, a bloke came out, sat in the car, didn't say a word to him apparently, came out, got in the car, lifted the little skirt thing up and put it in reverse gear and rolled it off. So funny. Honda did a version of what? The Maestro? Surely not. He's not wrong. It's a bit more modern, though, I think.
Romain Ratu's hit lane.
He has. Where has Marco come out? Marco is now currently behind Adam after his pit stop. Ahead of Tony Walker, which is a battle that's split up somewhat.
He's 47 seconds off the leader.
Yeah, I don't know. How long did he spend in pit road, though? Not much more than that, to be fair. I think this is going to be reasonably close. So he's in, is that penultimate turn, or is he at the top of the hill? Top of the hill. So this is the last turn now. Roman is on his way out of pit road.
Roland. Yeah, this is going to be closer than it was after the accident.
So it's going to balance off at about 3 seconds, I would think.
Yeah, I do think Marco Nomela's got time in hand, if I'm honest. I think he was probably running to a fuel number, but we'll see. Plenty of other takers in the pit lane now. Jamie Wilson is in. We've seen Adam Wright pit.
But Jamie was in for a lot longer. Or it felt like he was in for a lot longer. He was actually in a shorter time. So Adam has let some time go to Jamie. Wonder what that means for his time to Tony Walker. We'll have to have a long stare at that. As we watch Marco Nomela having a chase instead of lead for once. I know he probably feels very hard done by, because it did look like a punt, didn't it? Should we watch it again?
Yeah, I was going to say I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it overhead, and I'd like to see it from inside Romain's car. I'm just wondering if there was a late defensive move from Marco. Did we miss something? But it looked like, to me, it looked like Romain was going to have a go anyway.
I think he got caught out with Marco being on the brakes.
Yeah.
Should we have it again from a different angle?
Have a look from the overhead.
See, it doesn't even say that they made contact, believe it or not. It says that Marco Nomela went off track.
Oh, he did.
Not sure.
Yeah, I think you've got to put the blame on Romain, because
You've got to pass
he was
safely,
the car behind, but it just looked a bit strange. You know, did Marco brake early?
Impossible to tell, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Without assessing all other laps. We've got Stefan, Stephen, and Kevin all in pit road at the moment.
Yeah, so I don't know if Marco was braking early, whether Romain was that close to Marco he missed his braking point. You know, we've seen that numerous times, haven't we?
We have, yeah. Marco giving a bit of a wiggle as he goes past Alan too. Kevin Viamont still in pits at the moment, but he's not delayed. So everybody's done around about 49 seconds in the pits.
Yeah, but interestingly, Stephen Walker's in front. So those top 3 positions are being reversed, haven't they?
Yeah, how does that work? He was in the pits for less time, a lot less time. 2 seconds less. He's got a 3.5 second lead.
So 30 minutes to go.
It's fairly equidistant between the top 3 cars. 3.5 seconds-ish between them all. A little bit more, actually, now between Roman and Marco and Amela. And I wonder if anybody either took tyres on purpose or took tyres accidentally. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't normally see drivers taking tyres in this series because these tyres are usually good for 2 full stints, sometimes 3.
Yeah. Have you read David Ayer's message?
I did, yeah.
That was brilliant. I'm going to have to tell everybody that one, just in case they've not read it. So he was asked by a pretty girl in the office to jet wash a car. Whilst he was washing his truck, he walked into the office and gave her a chunk of paint about the size of a dinner plate off her car. Needless to say, he didn't get a date. That's brilliant. So funny. I can remember, having Fiat Unos where you know that filler stuff that you used to shore up all the rust holes in your car. You don't do that anymore, do you? You kind of just buy another car these days. It's crazy. But I can remember doing stuff like that. All the door sills on a Fiat Uno Breeze once upon a time. Out with the filler. Didn't last, of course. It just fell off a few miles later.
I had a Golf GTI, and every time it rained, the footwells filled up with water. And I changed all the door seals and everything, and I couldn't work out where this water was coming from. So in the end, I just drilled holes in the bottoms of the footwells.
Did you really? So Roman is getting dropped by Stephen Walker, and falling slowly, inexorably towards Marco Namela.
Yeah, and that could get spicy if them two get together.
I would expect it will do.
I'm trying to talk things up or anything, but
yeah.
We've also got a number of drivers getting very, very close to a drive of shame.
Oh, right.
I think Adam Wright has already done one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a look and see if I can find it. Oh, yeah. Has he? Says he's only visited pit road once. Oh, but maybe that was him. Maybe that was it. So this was him entering pit road, and yeah, you're right. He's entered pit road, and he's been on there half the time of everybody else. So let's just make sure that this Did he actually pit the car? We do like a good drive-through, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, that looks like a straight line to me, Clyde.
Which means he still
He's
owes
got a
us
pit.
a pit stop.
He's already 4 off the back, so I reckon Sir Alan might finish second off last tonight. Third off last, because Matt Elmore's not in the session anymore. I'm still laughing at David Ayres. He's now said, mind you, it wasn't Renault. To be expected, I suppose. So, can Marco Namele? He's dropping back off Roman Ratto for some reason. And Stephen Walker seems to be romping away now.
Yeah, 6 seconds now in the lead. Kevin Vimont lost a chunk of time to Stefan Goebel as well in that pit stop sequence. Remember we said that was down to 14 seconds? It's 23 and a half now.
That's a bit weird. Yeah, definitely Stephen Walker doing some really good times. 139.89. He was the only one in the 39s on... Oh, no, he wasn't. Kevin Viermont was the other car. But like you're saying, he's dropped right off the back now, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I don't have any events for him either.
No. Could have just been a better in-lap, a better out-lap, something like that.
Yeah, you're right. His pit lane time was 1:01. Everybody else did around about 49 seconds.
Yeah,
so that's the difference.
Yeah.
He was in the pits, as in his pit box, for 12 seconds, 13 seconds longer than everybody else. Is he taking tyres?
Possibly. Possibly.
Stefan Goebel, just watching him leave there on the replay. He's having a quiet race, 4th place.
Was he repairing a little bit of damage?
Maybe, but I mean, he did have damage, you know, the bumps. Oh, no, he's taking tyres?
He is taking tyres, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. I mean, in theory, he'll be very impressive after about 5 laps worth of heat cycling, but it does take a little while to get the tyres up to temperature. Stefan Goebel is closing on Marco Namela by half a second a lap. I don't know what's going on. My world has been disturbed, Clyde.
Yeah, something weird is happening tonight, isn't it? I don't know. Marco, is he underfueled? Is he preserving tyres to have a... Not with 20 minutes to go, surely not.
No, I mean, he's not underfueled, I don't think, because his pit road time is, comparative to the others around him. His entire pit lane visit time is also comparative to everybody around him, so I don't think that's an issue. I just don't understand what the difference is. Is he just driving angry and putting it offline?
I think I know what it is.
Oh, go on.
But I can't tell you.
Okay. Is he... I get it. Right, I think. Yeah. Is he having to drive careful?
But I've put it on Discord.
For everybody to read?
No, not for everybody.
Okay. Where have you put it? Oh, there.
I don't know what's going on with the cameras.
Oh, sorry. Did I click something? Oh, I did. I clicked scenic. Sorry. Okay, so. Stefan definitely closing it again. A little bit faster yet again. Roman Ratu is not the fastest man on track, but he's not far off it. The fastest man is still Stephen Walker.
Yeah, that's out to 9 seconds.
Yeah. He is literally romping away now. Here is your race leader. I've just Googled the Austin Allegro Vanden Pla, and the only way that you can make that car worse than it actually looks is to paint it brown, which they did apparently, because there's a number of different brown versions of it.
There was a lot of brown cars in them days.
Why would you do that? Was life not depressing? Oh wow, I found a soft top version.
And then cars went sort of lots of different colours, didn't they? And now we've got black and silver.
Yeah, this one's, I found a two-tone, brown and cream. Lovely.
It's like cars where they used to have a vinyl roof.
Oh yeah, there was quite a few that did that, wasn't there?
My first ever car was a Mini 850, and it was white with a brown vinyl roof. And it didn't even have a radio in it.
They invented radio by the time you were driving.
It was a 1977 Mini. Boy, did I have some fun in that car. Apart from when it rained. So again, another funny car story. I was based at a place called Cottesmore in Rutland, and I was coming home for the weekend, and it was absolutely torrential rain. And I got as far as I was probably somewhere on the A17, somewhere around I don't know, somewhere around Sutton Bridge that way. And windscreen wipers were on full blast, and my driver's side windscreen wiper disappeared into the night, and I was just left with a little stump. So I pulled over, and I thought, I've got a cunning idea to get home. I shall take the passenger side one off and put it on the driver's side, and then I'll be able to drive home.
You absolute genius.
5 miles down the road, you know what happened.
Yeah, disappeared.
I had 2 stumps going. And I had to pull in at, if anybody knows it, Narborough Trout Lakes, and sit there for 2 hours and wait for the rain to stop.
Crazy.
But what a great car. Used to fill it up with a fiver.
My first car was older than I was at the time that I bought it, and I only paid £140 for it. And I think everybody needs to start like that, don't they? You need to start by buying a car that's older than you are at the time, so that you at least respect what it is that you're driving. That thing cost me an utter fortune in exhaust pipes, because it just, every time you went over a bump, it'd shake the exhaust back off again, and it would sound like a John Deere or something. Just awful. The amount of things that I replaced on that. Every time I filled it with fuel, I had to fill it with oil at the same time. It was awful.
And Stefan Go will definitely close in on Marco Namela now.
Oh yeah, he's been reeling him in really quickly. It was
My
2.5.
Mini had a starter motor that you had to hit with a hammer to get it going.
Does that even work?
Yeah.
All right. And people learning how to drive now, they won't know about the delicacies of using a choke.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God! And then forgetting to take the choke back off again as you're steaming along the M6 and going north from Manchester, and then flooded engine and coughing and gouting of black
the routines you had to go through to start your car.
Yeah.
Like pull the
In the
choke
winter,
out, push it in, pull it out halfway, pump the accelerator 3 times.
Roll one leg up to your knee.
Yeah.
Right then, so 14 minutes to go. And Marco Namela looking like he's going to be giving up third place here, as a very swift Stefan starts to line him up for an overtake.
Has Marco Namela got enough pace to hold him off?
He may do.
Stephen Walker will be cheering for Stefan.
Well, yeah, definitely. This is actually a... Oh, just clicked something I shouldn't have done again. This is going to define what the standings look like. There was 102 point... No, there wasn't. There was 98 points in it before we started this race. This will make some substantial difference if Marco Namela does finish 4th. Although it looks like he's holding him at bay at the moment. It's been 0.4 of a second for a lap and a bit now.
Yeah, he's still got 12 minutes to hold on, though.
Yeah. Stephen Walker stretched it out to 13 seconds almost. And for whatever reason, Stefan has suddenly dropped off by 1.5, well, kind of 0.9 of a second after he closed right up onto him. Don't know what happened there. Maybe Marco decided, I've had enough of this, I'm going to put my foot down for a little bit.
Yeah, I do actually think that's what it is. But there are a number of drivers that are...
On the bubble?
Yes.
Right, well, I'm going to step away just for a short moment for something I can't describe, and I'll be back very shortly.
Okay. So I do think that Stefan's gonna have a go at Marco in the next few laps. I think if I can work out why Marco is going slower than normal, I'm sure Stefan can. And it's definitely on now. Meanwhile, Stephen Walker is raced to a 13.5-second lead. But again, let's have a look at Romain. Yeah, he's probably got the same issues that Marco has got.
Alan, my brother's coming up behind you, if you're right, just to let him through at the best opportunity, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
See what Marco's. Yeah, he's got right back with him.
I'm here for the love of it, guys. You know that.
Half a second quicker on that lap.
And
This looks like it. No, he's going to bail. Oh no, he's not going to bail.
He's keeping that.
He is now.
Marco making it awkward for Stefan to pass as Stephen Walker stretches his lead again to 14.5 seconds nearly.
What have we got? We've got about 8 minutes left. I'm going to hazard a guess that there's 3 points difference, as we said earlier on, between 7th and 8th for third place in the head-to-head. So Adam Wright is scoring 3 more points than Tony Walker. However, there are 18 points difference in incident points.
Yeah, because we've already seen Adam Wright into pit road once for a naughty boy visit. He must be ready to pit the car now.
I think he must have pitted.
SDK's not got a record of it.
No, but he definitely didn't pit, obviously, when we watched him do his drive-through.
No.
And there's no way he could get to this distance without pitting.
Right. I'm going to go and have another look and see if I've missed something somewhere. Oh.
But we have 2 drivers on 14 incident points. A driver on 13.
Yeah.
And 2 on 11.
Yeah, Adam has been to pit road twice, even though STK has only counted it once. This must be his normal stop then. Oh, look at his rear wing.
He's got a Silverstone wing.
He certainly has. So there we go. There's his pit stop and fast repair. So yeah, I don't know why STK doesn't count one of them as a pit stop.
Well, I suppose in theory it's not
a pit stop. No,
is it?
No. Okay, so that literally just, damn it. So let's see how this was done. A bit of sideways from Marco. Still trying to defend it. Still trying to defend it. This is the straight down to the sharp turn. Sharp left-hander.
Yeah, and that's where Marco bailed from that.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah, coming up on the 5-minute warning. Three drivers now on 14 incident points.
Oof. That's a bit tasty. I think Stephen is probably not one of them. He's still doing 139s. He's the only one now doing 139 laps. And he's about to put another lap on to Alan Toon.
I'm coming through, Alan. Be careful.
I see you, Stephen.
Steve Walker
Thanks,
in
buddy.
game, making sure Alan Toon is awake.
And off down the road he goes.
And Alan getting out of the way there has just pushed himself over the incident limit, and he will be doing a drive of shame.
Oh dear.
Oh, someone's just gone round in the background.
Oh, what was that?
Some
Kevin Viermont. That's the same place that he crashed before.
and do you know what?
Has he missed the wall?
A drive of shame.
Oh, joking. No, this one's got him down as crashed.
Yeah,
Probably because he went round in a loop.
Yeah.
But so he's going to get out onto the sandy stuff that I'm expecting. Oh no, he's already losing it before he even got to that. Oh, and he did hit the wall.
He did, yeah.
I
Yeah, just
thought
see
he might
that
have
on the
got away
top
with
of
it.
the screen. So,
Yep.
yeah, 2 drives of shame coming up. You're not getting to vote on them tonight, David. You've got to wait until we do the show.
Is he still listening, is he?
He's waiting to vote on our 5 worst cars. Got a long wait. We're not doing the show till Christmas. Oh. This battle started
I know,
right at the
back on
start of the
again.
race.
And that's after a drive of shame from Adam. The Mew is back on. Says Hansel, who's just had cake.
Not guilty. See, everybody in the world eats cake, Pete, apart from you.
Yeah, my body's a temple.
Yeah. Buddha temple.
Old and ruined. Nice line through there from Adam that time. Oh.
That's Kevin doing his drive of shame.
It is.
Alan's still not cleared his. I'm wondering if he's realised he's got one. Ooh, lemon drizzle cake. I haven't had that for years.
Sod the temple, says the Mew. Absolutely.
So we're inside the last minute. Where is the leader?
Car number 22 is into turn 4. So he's about a quarter of the way around the lap.
Yeah. Just wondering if he got this lap started or whether he got the white flag.
What, as in we're on the last lap now?
Yeah.
Or rather, everyone behind the leader is?
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh, I joined that at all the right time.
Was that both of them?
No, I think it was just Adam.
Or was it just the angle we saw it at that made it look like Jamie was going round as well?
Adam has lost another position to Tony Walker after that. So they come herring it round here and into this last turn.
Yeah.
And then that's that.
Meanwhile, Stephen Walker has won the race.
Oh, has he? Oh, damn.
2 nights on the trot, you've missed the winner.
Didn't miss second because he was that far behind. 22 seconds later.
Yeah, well done.
Roman.
Unlucky with that contact between you and Marco.
Stefan over in third place. There's your podium, folks. And then we're going to wait a little while in order to find Marco Namela, who's been nursing it round, trying not to pick up incidents.
Oh, God, I need to put my glasses on.
Right, have you just seen how fat you are?
No, I just thought David Ayres has been eating Baron Big Rod Blue.
Good grief.
Well, I'm sure
it's like Captain Pugwash all over again. Oh, Kevin. Another driver shame in a minute.
No, that's not going to cost him a position.
No, he's got 13 seconds, yeah. Whoops, missed a car.
Oh, Romain and Marco are doing a bit of touchy-touchy.
Really?
Yeah.
You change your lane on your back. Look, I don't know how I do.
There we go.
So that's
over the line.
Everybody across the line.
Not quite, is it?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, he's already passed it. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Right then. Well, we should get some interesting interviews.
I saw you in the wall, so
I've got a few things I need to do.
And wait one.
Do a bit of that, and then I need to do some of this. There we go. Right, so I'm all ready for all of the interviews, Clyde.
Well, would you like to do the result first?
Oh, there is that, isn't there? I should just let this run. So professional. So professional. Right then. So
I'll let you go through it.
Excellent. So your finishing order, now that Clyde's pointed that out, for round 9 of the GTCC was Stephen Walker was your winner for Spectre 6. In second place, Roman Rosso for Mika Esports, and then third place and the bottom step of the podium, Stefan Goebel for VTS Germany, or German Yellow. Marco Namela finished 4th for Glacier Racing, and then Kevin Viamont finished 5th. Jamie Wilson finished 6th. Tony Walker was 7th. 8th was Adam Wright, and 9th was Sir Alan Toon, and Matt Elmore did not finish.
Okay, so now Pete's back with it. Let's get the interviews underway, and let's bring in our race winner, Stephen Walker. Welcome to the booth.
Hi guys.
Hello. So number one question is how much did it cost you to get Romain to punt Marco?
€10 apparently is the price.
Yeah, bit of a strange race for you in a way, with obviously an awesome result. It it looked at the start that Marco was eking away. Romain was trying to go with him. They was dragging Kevin. You was there or thereabouts. And then we had the accident with Romain. Sorry, first of all we had Kevin go off. Then we had the accident with Romain and Marco, um, and then the pit stops, and you found yourself way out in the lead. Any particular reason that you can think of?
Mm, well, I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, I after qualifying, I wasn't. I was like, oh, okay, I haven't got as much pace as I have the last few weeks. Um, and I managed to get past Stefan, and then I was like, well, I'll just sit with these guys. I thought Marco was just going to pull away like he normally does, Marco styley. So I was like, okay, well, I'm fighting for second, so I'll just sit with these two and just save fuel. That's all I did, and I went. I think Romain pitted 2 laps before I did, and I did 2 quick laps. I think it was 2 of my quickest laps of the race. In the pit, I was a second quicker than him, so I feel like that might have been it. But as we were after the pit stops, had about a second on everyone else, or on most laps, not every lap. But I was trying to save my tyres because the left-hand side of the car wears quite badly around here on this version of this track. So all throughout that first half of the race, it was like, "Well, just take it easy through the right-handers. Don't so yeah, the right-handers where the weight is on the left-hand side of the car, to try not to wear them as much. So I had more after the pit stop, but obviously I wasn't anticipating to jump Remain or for what happened between them two to happen. So I got a bit lucky with that, but I was quicker than them both after the pit stop.
Yeah, and I have a theory on why you was quicker. And I'm not trying to knock you off your pedestal here, because you know this track is notoriously easy to pick up 1Xs. Your your first half of the I don't know how many you finished on. I think last time I looked, you was on about 8 for the whole race. The first half of the race, because you was keeping it on the grey stuff, you had plenty of incident points in hand, whereas a number of drivers behind you were getting very close to the drive of shame, and therefore they were having to drive a lot more carefully.
Yeah, just
Um,
looking now.
so yeah, I say it probably wasn't just down to pure pace, but it was down to uh, the skill of your driving in the first half of the race, not getting into double figures on the incident points, and therefore had plenty in the bag.
Yeah, I did get, I think 5 or 6 in the first part of it, and then I managed to. It was just one corner that I was really struggling with, the right hander as you go over the hill down the back straight. Um, if you just turned in slightly earlier, you cut like touched the curb, it would push you out no matter what, and you'd have to lift loads, and you just lose so much time. Um, so I just kept it neat and tidy through there, and just sacrificed a bit of time. Um, and yeah, I did have a little bit more to play with at the end, but I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, and I just say I think it's. I do like the system that you do get penalised points for your incident points, because it does make drivers drive a bit more carefully. I think your brother is probably going to be over the moon because he clinched third place in the head-to-head tonight. He wasn't
Nice.
beating Adam on track, but whereas Adam collected about 14 million incident points, your
Just
brother only
seen,
got
yeah.
about 3. So, you know,
26 Adam got. Jesus. That's
uh,
easy to do on it though.
it is, yeah. But, I suppose, losing points for incidents stops drivers from, taking the piss with track limits. So yeah, I think that works. But ultimately, a fantastic drive from you. Dragging that car up to first position, and then anybody that looks at the results, forgetting incident points, it's going to look like you romped away with that. So any shout outs you want to give before we let you go? Because I know you've got a couple of very, very important Wednesdays coming up, and you're going to need all the practice you can get.
Yeah, very much so. It's going to be close. Yeah, no, obviously to you guys for putting on the show. I appreciate you guys turning up every weekend and weekday. The rest of the field for driving well and pushing it. Particularly the first half of that race was very strategic. I think it was the most strategic race I've thought about for a while because of the speed of the other drivers. And obviously I didn't have any issues with anyone, and my brother and for showing up, having a good race, he finished 7th.
I did hear
Um,
you wake Alan up a couple of times.
Yeah, we were driving down the straight on one of them, and he was on the grass, and I was like, "Please don't spin into the middle of the road." So I just had to remind him I was coming. But yeah, I appreciate him for getting out of the way for us, and I think other people as well. It wasn't just me, so appreciate that as well. But yeah, thank you guys, appreciate it.
Congratulations on your win, mate, and we'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah, cheers, thank you.
Okay, Pete, we've only got one more, and
Oh.
that is for you, and that will be Mr. Romain Ratou.
Oh,
Hi, guys.
brilliant. Good evening. How are you?
Really fine, thank you. And you?
All good. The weather in Britain has taken its nosedive for the year now, so it's all rainy and damp and cold. What weather have you got in France?
I'm not in France. I'm
He's not
in
in
the
France.
Caribbean.
He's in the
So
Caribbean.
yes,
Yes.
so
I already
we
knew
have
this,
the
didn't
sun
I?
all the time.
Oh
We have
man,
the sun all the time.
unbelievable. I'm eternally jealous. So tonight you led the field away. You polled your qualifying. You initially had to fight to keep that first place, but then Marco made his way past you. Eventually, you didn't make it easy for him.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
some good competitive racing throughout the field for a while before it all split up. And then we had the incident,
Yeah.
in inverted commas. Do you want to talk us through your version of that?
Yeah, it's a bit a shame for Marco. I'm really sorry for him, but when I have the break for pass him, uh, I'm really ahead, really close to him, and he break earlier than all the lap. He surprised me, and he make a little move on the right, and I want to go on the right.
Mm-hmm.
So when I break, it's the little contact. I have no car contact or car contact 0x, so I don't need to have to take back his place. I I break a little bit on the track. I'm so in my back. He's in the wall, and I decide to don't let pass Marco
Mm-hmm.
and finish my race. I don't like these mistakes. I don't like to pass him like that. It's for me, it's a race incident. Uh, I understand if it's not, but yeah, I'm not. For me, I'm not the only guy who makes the mistakes. I was
No,
surprised
no.
by his early breakings and his other lap and his little move. So I'm very sorry for him, but it's like that, and it's on.
Well, we won't overshadow a fantastic second place podium finish with talking about that all day, because you were imperious for some of the race and putting in really fast laps. Were you close to a drive-through at the end? We saw Kevin have to do a drive of shame at one point because he'd already had a couple of incidents as well as a few off tracks. Were you close to the limit?
Little close, not really. I have 10 or 11x at the end, I think. So I was close, but not in danger with this. But the very dangerous things for me, that was my tires. He's gone at the end. I have 7% at the left front at the end of the race. The 10 last lap was very difficult for me for maintaining the car on the track.
Yeah, and we saw Kevin. He got tires on his pit stop. Was that intentional? Was that always his plan?
I don't know.
It was Kevin, wasn't it, Clive?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I don't know when he make his pit stop, but I was focused on the race, on my race, because we have the battle with Marco in the race, and after I tried to maintain the gap with Steven, but it's very difficult. With after the pit stop, he was incredibly fast. He fly on the track, and I don't know why, but it was very impressionant. 1 second per lap after the pit stop, and I don't change my driving.
Right. Okay, that's strange.
So I was very focused on my race. Kevin talked to me during the race, but I don't understand what he means. So
right. Okay. Well, maybe you can do a debrief afterwards. Is there anybody you'd like to have a shout out to or thank to celebrate your second place here at Barcelona?
Yeah, I would like, first of all, to thank you guys for the championship. As always, you make a very great job. I would like to thank my partner, my team, Mickey Sports, No Life, No Auto, and Nuage and Plus.com. I would like to thank Kevin for the setup. I don't have the time this last week for training, and he gave me the setup just on the practice after before the race. So I thank Kevin for that. The setup was very incredible. We know we have a little problem with the managing tires, but the setup was very stable and give me a good car for make my race.
Yeah,
I don't like Barcelona, so
no,
it's a good result.
Yeah. It looked like you had not much downforce at all on that car because Kevin was super fast, like approaching the back of other cars. But I won't ask for your secrets.
Not agree with you.
Oh, really? Right. Okay.
I was in the straight. I was like, GP2 engine. I can't close the gap with Marco or with Steven. It was incredibly fast. I don't have a good setup for the straight. We have a lot of downforce for make the car very stable on the turn. So I don't think we have a fastest car in the street.
Right. Okay. Well, we will see you out next time, and I will continue to be jealous of the weather that you're in the Caribbean. Roman Rato.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so from one Mika Esports driver to the next, Kevin Viamont, welcome to the booth.
Thanks, hi.
Hello. So, started fourth, finished fifth, but could have been a lot better than that if it wasn't for a couple of spins.
Yes, yes. I have a good pace on during the start, but I make a little. I have a little oversteer and last corner, and I have I lose the car. I lose the car, and after I try I try remake my gap with the leader, but I push so hard on the tire, and for the at pit stop I look the tire is die, and I prefer I change just two left tire for test because I have no uh, no pace for rejoin the P4, and
Yeah.
I test, and at the end of the race I very fast, but the gap is more important, and I make try for the last for the best lap in the last lap, but I uh, I spin in the last corner.
Yeah, we did actually catch that one as well. Interesting that you said you changed to left tires because a lot of people were struggling with their left side tires. We went back and had a look at your pit stop because it was longer than everybody else, and saw that you obviously,
Yes.
we don't know what tires you took, but you obviously went up on the jacks, and we was trying to work out whether that was intentional or a mistake, but obviously you've just clarified there that it was intentional. Up front, obviously Romain had some contact with Marco, and then Stephen Walker takes away the win. I probably would have had you down for, I don't know. I honestly thought that you was going to end up somewhere around second. I had Marco down for the win. Obviously, Romain was second. You was third. I sort of expected you two would reverse those positions, a multi 21 at the end of the race. If you'd have been in the same positions, would Romain have helped you out with points?
No, because I'm fast done at the end of the race, but we have a change tire, and I lose 10 seconds in the pit lane, and if I on the on the battle with Romain, Marco, and Steven, I can't change the tire, and Romain is very fast with a tire, with the same tire, and I don't know if we change the place, because for the championship I'm P3, and I can't rejoin Steven. Just I'm focused for the playoff final at Silverton, and
Yeah.
and
Go. Sorry.
Romain Romain want to win one race, but we have no multi 21.
Oh, okay, interesting. So one more race to go at Silverstone. Do you like Silverstone?
Yes, I like.
Good. Well, I'm gonna put 10 crispy British pounds on you winning the race at Silverstone. Then, any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yes, thank you for the broadcast, all Mecha Sport partner, and from Romain for the little training uh, uh, today, and it's all.
Excellent. Well, always a pleasure having you in the booth, Kevin, and always fascinating to watch you race. So, congratulations on your fifth place, and we'll see you next time out at Silverstone.
Thanks. See you next day.
Oh, and just as we think we're at the end. There's another one for you.
All right.
It's fourth place, Marco Namela, the Iceman himself.
Marco, good evening. We saw some of your inset picture tonight, looking cool and resplendent behind the wheel. So you started
Needs a
in
haircut.
needs a haircut. You started in second place, moved your way up to first. We saw you extend the lead out, and then the lead reduced quite a lot, and we weren't sure why. And then we had the incident with the Roman. Can you talk us through your race?
Yeah, I noticed like Roman was giving the pace car a lot of lead, so I knew he would start early. So I was just ready for the draft and then passed on turn one. I think we had a small contact there too.
Yeah, we
And
saw
then-
that. It was just a bit of paint exchange.
Yeah, after that I just like grew the lead and just managed my tires and fuel, and I wasn't in any hurry. I was just waiting for the second stint so I could push a bit more.
Okay. And then you had the incident with Roman. His interpretation was that you braked earlier than you normally did and moved towards the right, where he didn't expect you to. Car contact, obviously, and then you were off the track to the right. And then afterwards, were you nursing the car because of incident points?
No,
No?
I had a rear damage, but it didn't fix it.
Ah,
So
okay.
I had a like tire, I don't know, or toe link or something was broken on the rear. So it was snapping on me, the car, all the time.
Ah.
Also, I burnt the tires on the spin, so I didn't have any extra tires. So yeah, it was a shame.
Well, given what you've just described about it wanting to snap on you constantly, I think fourth place, which is where you eventually finished, sounds like a decent result. I mean, I couldn't drive a car that was doing things like that, that's for certain. And Clyde's about to tell you that I couldn't drive a car that was perfectly fine and had no damage whatsoever. But no, great racing tonight. We didn't see you disappear off down the road 10 seconds, 20 seconds like we've seen at other tracks. We've obviously seen that you've got something to overcome here at Barcelona for these cars. But anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, I had a great race with Stefan. Like we went half
Yeah.
track with the side by side, so that was cool. I was just scared of spinning out, so but yeah, it was still fun. And yeah, I was on limit on the incidents, by the way, too. So, but yeah,
Right, okay.
thanks to you guys and drivers and viewers, and yeah, thanks.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we'll see you next time out in this series at Silverstone. We're at Barcelona now. I don't know what's going on. So we'll see you then, Marco Namela.
Thank you.
Right, so that is the interviews over. Driver of the meeting.
Oh, really?
Well, I'll go first, mate,
Go on, then.
because I'm going to break all of my rules tonight. But Stephen Walker, I just think it was a fantastic drive. I think the way that he kept his incident points under control in the first half of the race, obviously helped by misfortune of other drivers, but I always say you have to be in the right place at the right time to take advantage of it. So yeah, it's going to be a vote for Stephen Walker for me.
Okay. Looking down the field, who's got my vote? So Adam Wright had too many incidents. Tony Walker had a few moments along the way. Jamie had a spin. Kevin we know about. Marco we know about. I don't know. I think Stefan's done a good job there. He's got himself a podium finish. He's kept the car clean. He's kept out of trouble. All right, he wasn't necessarily racing with anybody for any sustained period of time apart from Marco and Amela, and kept that clean as well. So I agree with what you're saying about Stephen. However, he did win, and I'm going to vote for Stefan.
Yeah, and that, to be honest, that is a good call. Stefan would have been my second choice had I had 2 votes. We didn't, like you say, we didn't really see him, did we,
Not
until that
really.
battle with Marco?
No.
But managed to sneak into a podium finish. So that was round 9. 1 round to go. That is coming up as part of our Champions Weekend on the 10th and 11th of December. Big thank you to the drivers that turned up. We didn't have a massive grid, but we did have some absolutely fantastic racing. Good fun on the chat tonight. Big thanks to everybody that joins in the chat. We always enjoy that. And yeah, what have we got coming up in the next 7 days? So we got a bit of a quiet week, Pete, which is nice. We are back at how did we decide we was going to say it? Something like Rujkogun.
Yeah, let's go with that. That sounds good.
Something like that. Back there on Wednesday with the TCRs. Now, for those of you that didn't see it, I suggest you go back and have a look because we had some fantastic racing in the V8s there last night. So I'm expecting that the TCRs are going to put on an equally good show. And then we have a weekend off. So just the one coming up for us midweek. It's only 1 race. Well, it's actually 2 races, but it's going to be fantastic. So time for us to close the broadcast. I should say goodnight. Let Pete say goodnight, and then we will disappear. Make sure everybody stays safe. Make sure you tune in on Wednesday because it's going to be fantastic. Thanks for watching, and good night.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to the drivers, and thanks to Clyde. Good evening, everyone, and we'll see you next time.